Good afternoon, guys. My name is Brandon, and today we're going to be having an interesting welding and fabrication project. Let me bring you in and show you what we're doing. This is what we're working on today. I just picked this bike up. It's a 2002 Honda XR100r. I paid $400 for it, but that's not what this video is about on this rebuild project. What this is about is if you sight down that tire and sight down that subframe and then sight down the tank, you will see that that subframe needs to go that way about an inch. It's even got a broken weld, it's so tweaked. So we're gonna have to do some frame straightening, some metal fabrication, and some welding. Now you can see how this exhaust has about an inch worth of gap right there. That's because it's attached here and that subframe is over that way, which isn't allowing that bolt to be bolted up. We gotta bend it that way and re-weld it. Is it a little bit more apparent now that it's stripped down a little bit more? So look, you got the back tire, and then you follow that up, and that cross member is like pushed over. It's got to go that way quite a bit. You can see how it's kind of canted. So yeah, that won't be that bad. We'll be able to get that straightened out, no problem. There's also one other thing we got to do too. You see that steering stop right there, guys? That's all busted up. This piece on the fork is supposed to hit that steering stop, and that keeps the handlebars from crashing into the tank. So this bike has been crashed pretty hard. You throw some light on that so you can see it a little bit better, but yeah, you see how that's all bent up over there? The other side looks different. Let me show you on the other side. See, and that's how that side looks in. You can see how the other side's folded right over, and we've actually got a cracked weld at the bottom. So we'll probably end up pulling the front end off and welding that up too while we're doing it. Do all our welding at once. So the next thing I gotta do, guys, is we're gonna get this bike laid down and we are gonna get it onto the fixture table. So the subframe has to go this way, so we're gonna lay the bike down flat this way, clamp the main backbone, and just try to jack this up. All right, so I've got it pretty much supported, you know, back here, as you can see, and I got it supported up front, up under the frame. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take some fixture clamps that we made, and if you wanna see how I made those, I'll have some links up above. You can check that out. And I'm just putting them into, again, the fixture table that we made. And if you wanna see how we did that, you can check that out too. So what I'm gonna do is, all I'm doing is I'm just gonna clamp the swing arm down here, and I'm going to try to get a couple points of contact on the bike so that we can hold the bike down, but at the same time jack up this section, and maybe, I don't know if we'll take measurements, but we'll probably just eyeball it. That seems to be working. Put it right here. All right, let's go get a jack and we'll jack it up and see what we can do with it. And all this is, guys, is just a scissor jack, nothing fancy. And we'll just try putting some tension on it and see what happens. Probably hard for you guys to see, but I'm just sighting down it. It's kind of hard too because it's on its side, but I'm sighting down it and just looking at it. And what we'll do is we'll get it close, we'll stand it back up, and we'll see. It doesn't have to be perfect, I just want it better. Let's see how that looks. I think that's better. Let me get a rubber hammer. Just hit it a little bit. That'll help relieve some of the stress in it. Oh yeah, see, that loosened it right up. It's gonna take a little bit of trial and error, guys, that's all. All right, I'm curious how that did it, guys. I think we might have probably got it. Let me stand it up and we'll take a peek at it and see what we did. Cinch it down in here. Kind of get the bike vertical again and we'll see what that looks like. Well, it's definitely better, but it's not perfect. But boy, I don't know, it's pretty close. Pretty darn close. Let me stick that pipe on. We'll see if the pipe at least lines up a little bit better. Remember we had about an inch gap before? Let's see. I'll pull these off. Huh. Wow, a lot better. I think it's better, but it looks like we still got to go a little bit more. These don't look too bad in through here, so I think I'm going to try to just push a little bit back here and see if that does anything. But we're gaining. We're definitely making progress. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. Probably no one would have ever even have known this, but I would, just because that's things that I look for. And someone else might if they went to buy it when I went to sell it. So, and I want it to be right, and I want it to look nice. So. And that'll kind of stretch out that, which is what this looks like it needs to do anyways. So I think this will help a little bit. So I bolted up the exhaust, guys, back up to see where we're at. And so it's pinned here and here. And this is just kind of like flapping out in the breeze. And it's showing that I have to go up to get these aligned. And I've put a level on a few places. And I checked it here. And it's level. Checked it here. And it's saying this has to come up a little bit right here. And right here it's saying it's got to go way up. So we're gaining. And if you look at the back, you can see how the right one versus the left one, how the right one's got to come up a lot as well. I don't know, maybe just slide a pipe over it and try to bend it. Let me try that. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, that works. Yep, moved it. Actually moved it quite a bit. Oh, that looks way better, guys. Wow. Yep, that looks really good. We're almost there. We are really close. All right, so we still got to move a little bit more. It's got to go up and it's got to spread wider. It's got to go out on both of those little legs. And the way I know that is I've got a new fender that I'm putting on it, and you can see right here, these two little pieces right here, that rides like here, and then these little cutouts here ride on these little tails at the back. So it's kind of obvious where everything has to go as far as like width. And yeah, so we got to try to pull this out and up a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Okay, you can see how that fits up in there. That one's still a little tight, but it looks like it's fitting better at the back. Huh. Oh yeah, way better, guys. That thing is in way better alignment now. I think we just about got it. And we just gotta work on this. We'll have to weld this up. Check the exhaust real quick. All right, that looks good, I think. I think we're good. Okay. Let me pop the fender off. We'll put the exhaust on real quick and see how that looks. Not quite sure why none of that's lining up on the back. That's a little concerning. What I've done is I've taken the level and I've checked it in a few spots. So that's like perfectly level there. That's like perfectly level there. That's perfectly level there. And it's perfectly level around the back tails of the pipe. So that tells me that if it's connected here and it's connected at the motor, that the back of this pipe had to have gotten bent when it got dumped. So we need to bend this pipe down so that these line up. So in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to take off this guard and I'm gonna heat it up right here and just tweak it down a little bit. But I'm pretty confident that these bolts are gonna break off when I do this. It is what it is. I feel like I'm kind of like making more work for myself. I could heat it back here, but there's all kinds of reinforcing right there, and I really don't want to get into that. Wow. Maybe I got lucky. I did. That one at least. This one here isn't connected to anything. It looks like it might have, whatever it was hitched to on the inside, it looks like it might have... oh yeah, this one's going to break. I'm just trying to go back and forth gently with it to not break it off. Maybe spray it with some penetrant. All right, let's see what that does. Boy, it feels tender, I'll tell you that. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm just going back and forth, tightening a little bit, loosening it a little bit. Yeah, snapped it. Oh well. I can get that out anyways. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to heat up this pipe using some MAP gas. And MAP gas burns a little bit hotter than regular propane. So hope for the best. Actually, I got a better idea. Hey, this will get her done. Got propane and MAP. Here we go. Look at that, guys. That lined right up. Oh yeah, guys, look at that. Sweet. I think we're all dialed in. I think that frame's right where it needs to be. All right, guys, so check that out. That is perfectly aligned with that rear tire. You can see how it fits awesome in these little cutouts. And everything is nice, evenly aligned up the backbone of the bike. It fits absolutely perfect. So now that we've got everything fit right, what I gotta do is, you can see there's just a little edge right here. I gotta knock that back into place, and then we gotta get ready to weld this up. So what I'm gonna do right now, give her a few hits and get this lined up, and then we can prep it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Nice and flush there. But did we change our alignment? That's the next thing. Nope, looks good. Now I'm just gonna take a wire brush and try to scrape this back a little bit. I want to get it clean so we can get some, I mean, I don't have to go nuts, you know what I mean? Whatever I do is going to be something better than nothing. Now the proper way to do this is, like, whenever you have a crack, you put a drill mark right at the end of it. But actually, that I look at this, there's actually a hole right here, and it's got weld on the backside. So that just must be a casting. So this rip goes all the way back to that hole. So that's why it didn't spread past it. That's why it didn't continue on. So we're good there. But before we completely weld that, let's do the harder project first, and that'll be this, getting this broken stud out of here. All right, let's get this set up. I got my gas on. I think I'm running about 20 CFH. turn it on. I'm on 220 power. I'm using Lincoln 030 wire. We'll call it 1/4 inch. So all I got to do to check the flow on this is just press this button right here. And when I press it, watch what the flow meter does. There we go. I'm at 20 CFH. Hit it again. It goes off. And I've got to change this to, right now it's on self-shielded. I need to have it on steel. All right. Now that that's all set up, let's go weld this thing. All right. What I'm wearing for gloves, I'm just using some cheap Harbor Freight TIG gloves. They work pretty good. All right, let's see. All right. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Here we go. Oh, huh. Probably ought to hook up the working lead, huh? Let's check that. Oh, and I think I might be on set up for flux core too. So I better change that. Let's see. DC electronegative. DC electrode positive. Yeah, I know I'm good. I'm set up for MIG. Okay. Here we go. Holy. Totally melted the nut right to the pliers. Well, that's not good. But I guess it doesn't matter. It's coming out. Ah, it did. Okay, well, we got to do it again. All right. I'll try it one more time. So we can get in there. There. Let me get those out of the way so when they decide to completely melt to it. All right. All right. Let's see what that does. Well, it's moving. I mean, let me spray some penetrant in there. Yeah, feels like I'm getting more of a bite on it. Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. There it is. So you can see, guys, that's what it looks like. So that's where I welded it. And that's the back side. And what you're trying to do is just force a lot of heat and force a lot of that wire right on top of the bolt. So that way it kind of like melts the end. That's why it kind of got away from me and just disintegrated the entire nut, because you're using way more heat than you'd normally weld with. So, but second time's a charm. That's pretty ideal right there. That's pretty much what you want to see. Now let's go fix the back. Then we'll fix the steering steering stops. All right, so now we got to change the machine a little bit because we're welding real thin metal. It's almost pretty much just a step above sheet metal. So we will call it, let's say, call it 30 thousandths, and we'll start there, see how that works. So, all right, let's go. I got the joint all prepped up, all cleaned, and let's see how this is going to go. Yeah, this is good. There we go. And there it is, guys, right there. We're dialed right in. So it actually blew out right here. And I had to like wash it up a little bit. So, but we're good. A real good penetration. Should be in the back too. Obviously, if it blew a hole through it, it definitely penetrated. You can see right there. Just fine. All right. So there's 2 repairs. We did that. Now we just got the steering stem to deal with. And I'll probably pull the front end off to do that. I think, well, maybe not. Maybe I just take off the number plate. I don't think this is going to be too bad either, guys. I'm just going to try to knock this little tab out right here. And we'll try to re-weld it. There, that looks to be about appropriate. Back her up and see if it works. All right, so I have it about as good as I can get it as far as prepped up and cleaned and bent straight. So nothing to it, but now we just got to weld it up. I tried my best to get in here and do a good job. It's going to be real hard to get in here though. But that actually wasn't that bad. Wow. Yeah, not too bad. I'm actually going to fill in some at the bottom too. Yeah, and I got to do on the other side as well. Yeah, this isn't bad. Wow. Yeah. I'm just fine with that. We'll probably have to pull the head bearings out now though, because they probably all, grease is all melted out of it. Huh. Yeah. That's not bad at all, guys. I'm good with that. I would say that is a success, guys. Check that out. So I kind of got it all shaped a little bit. Still got to paint it, stuff like that. But yeah, it does what it's supposed to. So that hits there. You can see how when you're turning that way, before it never even worked on this side, so that hits there. So that's that. So yeah, perfect. So we got 3 things fixed today, guys, accomplished, done. And I'll just end up painting all this up, make it look real good. You'll never know, plus the number plate fits over that anyway, so the chances of anyone ever seeing that are pretty slim, but yeah. Just as good, if not probably better, because I actually added a pound more weld on it than what there actually was from the factory. And if you guys are interested in this build, you'll have to go over to my Motivated 207 channel, and I'll have links down below. If you guys want to check out that build series, it'll be coming out in the next few days. So that's going to be it for now, guys. New welding and fabrication videos every Friday. So if this is something that you like, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Until next Friday, guys, I will see you then. Take care, stay safe, see ya.